Go ahead. Yeah.
So we've seen the targeting of thousands of journalists, medical staff, humanitarian workers, infrastructure workers, the total decimation of agriculture, religious sites, homes, residential blocks, the destruction of neighborhoods, memories, bloodlines. Northern Gaza is ethnically cleansed to a great extent. Doctors, including from America, say that they've seen kids deliberately sniped. How many acts of genocide does it take to make a genocide?
So, look, I appreciate what you're trying to do with the way that you phrase that question, but let me just say again unequivocally that the allegations of genocide we find to be unfounded. That being said, a number of areas continue to be of deep concern to the United States. Most notably so, we continue to be concerned about the impact on civilians and the ways in which some of these military operations are being conducted. We continue to be concerned about the humanitarian situation in Gaza, and we're continuing to have very serious conversations about what other levers can be utilized to address the humanitarian situation, and that's what we'll continue to do.
I mean, the question really is about the founding. So, for instance, today, several patients and medical workers at Gamal Abdul Hospital in northern Gaza, one of the last remaining medical facilities, was attacked by Israeli drones. There's this harrowing image of a teenage boy in a wheelchair who was killed. This is after a week of Israeli forces killing a Save the Children staffer, 3 World Central Kitchen workers, a head chef of the Gaza Soup Kitchen, an ICU director shooting a 10-year-old girl. And that's in a matter of days. And how do attacks like these that apparently are not an aberration, considering we've seen these over and over again, have anything to do with Hamas?
They certainly are an aberration. When we have seen civilians impacted, when we have seen places that would be consistent with civilian infrastructure, like hospitals or schools, when they have become sites for kinetic activity, those are things that have become great concern to us and are things that we raise directly with our partners in Israel. I will use the hospital that you mentioned as an example. We have been incredibly clear that fighting in and around hospitals it should not happen, and that parties are called on to respect the protected status of these kinds of facilities, and that's something that we'll continue to stress additionally. The point, Prem, is that these things are not mutually exclusive. These things, we can continue to have these areas of deep concern and continue to stress and their importance and stress how there needs to be better decision making. There needs to be additional steps taken, whether it be on civilians or humanitarian situation. That does not equate to allegations of genocide being accurate or founded. And
so Amnesty actually made the same point in the report, that they had said that one stated goal of attacking Hamas, for instance, does not preclude the possibility of committing war crimes or committing acts of genocide. And so I think that argument kind of goes both ways. And you had said that these attacks are an aberration, and that you have been making it clear to Israel that fighting in and around hospitals is not acceptable. Why is this hospital one of the last remaining hospitals in northern Gaza then?
I will let the IDF speak to their particular military operations, Prem. That's not for me to speak to, but we have stressed not only the fact that these kinds of facilities and their protected status needs to be respected, but also that every possible measure needs to be taken to allow in more humanitarian access. And just we're at our backstop, I got to wrap there. Thanks, guys.